Have you ever watched a movie and thought, I'd love to make music like that, but you didn't know where to start? Today, I'm breaking down exactly how to become a film composer step by step. We'll cover everything from compositional basics to building a portfolio to even landing the first gig, whether you're just getting started or juggling a part-time job. If you want to become a film composer, you got to start with the basics. Music composition. It's the foundation of everything that you'll create, and I'm going to show you where to get started. Getting a solid foundation of music theory is essential. There's a lot of great books and resources that you can pick up online, individual classes that you can take from schools like Berklee Online, or individual courses on music theory from companies like Coursera. There's also no shortage of great resources on YouTube. As you learn the basics of theory, put them into practice with some simple compositions. For example, even just a simple chord progression like C major to A minor can evoke so much emotion. Next, you're going to learn about orchestration, the idea of assigning musical ideas to specific instruments. For example, strings are great for emotional feel, while brass is great for power. Here's an example from a score I recently did. Watch a lot of movies and study as many scores as you can. Listen to composers like Alan Silvestri or Howard Shore and see how their music enhances each scene. Take something simple like the two-note Jaws motif. It's all about serving the story. A motif is a succession of notes producing a single impression. Practice writing music to picture. There's lots of resources that are public domain or even sites like the QTube where you can sign up for, I want to say like maybe $1 or $2 a month and download some professionally made videos that you can score to and use in your portfolio. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on creating the mood. The next step is mastering your tools. You don't need an expensive Hollywood setup to get going. Pro Tools, Logic, and Cubase are some of the most common DAWs used by film composers. There are also some free options out there. It doesn't matter what you choose as long as you master navigating it. Virtual instruments bring your music to life. For orchestral sounds, try Spitfire Labs or Project Sam's free orchestra. These are professional quality and they're free. Start simple. All you really need to get going is a computer, audio interface, a keyboard, and maybe some headphones. I will say that if you don't have a great acoustic space or perfectly sound room, one of the best investments that I did make was the Slate VSX headphones that let you mix in an environment by using virtual modeling. Once you've mastered your tools, it's time to build a portfolio. This is what directors and producers will use to judge your work, rescore to public domain clips, or create original tracks for different moods like suspense, horror, drama. Keep it short and sweet. 3 to 5 tracks is plenty. Networking is key to finding your first gig. Start by trying to find any local film communities, Facebook film communities, or even independent directors on YouTube. Try and watch some of their films and find some directors that you really resonate with and start reaching out and making connections. Find a local university that has a film department or any universities around you that you can connect with, and maybe find some student filmmakers that have projects that need score for. This can also help beef up your showreel. Create a simple website to showcase your work. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You could even have your showreel be the main landing page and essentially replace your website. I highly recommend ReelCrafter, as this is quickly becoming the standard for most film composers. ReelCrafter has a few package options, so you can choose which one fits your budget to get you going. Real-life collaboration is where you're really going to learn the most. Start with student filmmakers. try and make some connections, and learn what it's really like to work with a director on a project. Until you get into a project and you have to juggle the demands of a filmmaker and really understand what it means to make them happy as the client, you're not really going to know what it's like to work on a film project. Scoring anything you want to a piece of stock footage is fine, but at the end of the day, it's about the client and what the client wants. One of the hardest things to deal with when I was first starting out was writing an amazing piece of music that you ended up having to chop up after the director made a few 30-second edits in the middle of it. Or something you wrote that you were really proud of, but then the director decides to go a different way and wants a completely different musical direction. You might not even agree with it, but at the end of the day, it's about the client. Don't be afraid to start small. Many composers start with low or unpaid gigs just to get going. Every gig is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make connections. Absolutely not. While I did go to Berklee, and I do feel like this does give you a lot of the training that you'll need to become a film composer, you don't need expensive gear or extensive training at a conservatory to become a composer. Start with what you have. Your creativity matters more than your budget. If you're serious about starting your journey, pick up one step from this video and get going today. Don't forget to subscribe to get updates on future videos, and if you have questions about becoming a film composer, please drop a line in the comments. I'd love to help out. And if you're trying to figure out music school is the right option to become a film composer, be sure to check out this video where I weigh out the pros and cons.